What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Objective Bias featuring yours truly, Ace Alpha. And now that I've gotten my intro out the way, I can hop right into the bullshit. Now, with bullshit, don't take that as a negative connotation. We just have shit we always are trying to discuss, talk about, or provide our opinions on. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, the topic at hand today is Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, if you are not aware of what's been happening recently, you've been living under a rock, so let me catch you up. Jada Pinkett Smith has been recently on a promotional run or tour promoting her book that she recently released. Now, with the release of this book, she has pretty much gave it all up. Well, I'm not gonna say gave it all up, but she's given us a lot of information that we were not expecting, that we just were not ready for. We were not. And for a lot of us, well, I'm not sure if I'm in the majority or the minority, but I really just didn't want to know, like, why is this our business? This is not our business. You dig? Like, um, and before I continue, I'm gonna be very objective in my approach. If you think that I'm gonna talk crazy about Jada, you're wasting your time tuning in because that's not what I'm about. I'm about uplifting, not bringing motherfuckers down, especially our people, my people. But also with that being said, I'm not gonna pick a side. I'm not gonna be Team Will, nor am I gonna be Team Jada. I'm gonna be very objective with my point of view. Hence the title of my show. Now, I'm not sure if it's gonna be any bias takes with this show, but I guess we'll see. Now, Jada has said a lot. She's divulged a lot. She has been on talk shows, podcasts, interviews, and she's just said a lot. And I'm gonna kind of just go uh, piece by piece, or topic by topic, or subject by subject with them two. I mean, it's all under the same umbrella, but she has said a lot. So one of the things that she said that I really didn't understand was the separation thing. She said they have been separated for 7 years. Now, with that being said, again, it's none of our business, but since you put it out there, we are allowed to speak on it. So, with you letting us know that you've been separated for 7 years, what was the whole entanglement situation about? Why was that spoken upon? Because if you were separated, right, whatever you choose to do with whomever should stay in house. Am I correct? Or am I wrong with my thinking? I think I'm more on the correct side. Yeah, so like what was the purpose of that? Because if you're separated, you're not romantically and intimately involved. What is the purpose of bringing that out? What that looks like, honestly, is a clout grab. You feel me? Like a headline grab. And I say this very respectfully. You don't need to do that. Y'all is too established and known for clout chasing. But just thinking about it, just digesting everything, I do really have that question, like, what was the purpose of bringing up the entanglement so long ago when you're going to fast forward to 2023 and let us know that y'all been separated for 7 years? Again, this shouldn't have been none of our business, but since you put it out there, we got to speak about it. You feel what I'm saying? Also, another thing that kind of was like cringe worthy, and again, I was not upset with what she had to say. I have no negative thoughts when it comes to Jada, but I just have questions. She took it upon herself to say, for one, the Chris Rock incident when Will slapped Chris Rock. She thought it was a skit. And then she also compounded that thought with she was caught off guard when Will Smith said, "Keep my wife's name at your mouth." Not what he said, but that she addressed her as his wife. Now, regardless of what space y'all been in the last 7 years, are you not technically his wife? It's both of you that have said y'all are for whatever reason, which, that's up to you two. But if you don't get a divorce, then technically you're still his wife. He's still your husband. So how are you caught off guard by him dressing you as such? Again, these are just questions. Again, you let us in business, so I gotta ask the questions. Of course, I'm never gonna get the answers, but these are the thoughts that I'm thinking. She went on to, what we all kind of heard rumors about and heard from, other sources about her love and, admiration or, all of the above when it comes to Tupac. Why are you just expressing yourself in that manner about another man? You feel me? Like, I get it. Like, again, no judgment. I promise you, no judgment. But what's the point? I mean, at the end of the day, I do know that a book it has recently been released, and shit, I'm sure the numbers went up as far as people interested in what she got has to say after all of this came out. Now, stay with me. I'm not gonna really dive into what I think is right and what I think is wrong, but I'm gonna dive into what I feel like is appropriate. And what I feel like is appropriate is in any marriage, any relationship, any partnership, or even friendship, there's really something that I live by and go. And the things I believe in when it comes to these titles or these relationships is whatever happens between you two or three, whatever the dynamic is, I'm not here to judge. Just stay between y'all. And this is the reason. When you start to allow people in your business, you give them the option to judge, formulate their own opinion, and think they know what the fuck is going on, and they have absolutely no idea. There is your side, his side, and the truth. And that triangle dynamic, that's the only place that the truth is within. You feel me? So again, when you start to say all of these things and bring everybody into your business, your home, you just give a lot of people the opportunity to one pick a side. I've noticed there's been a lot of Jada hate, a lot of sympathy towards Will. And the thing about that, like I get it, people like to provide their opinion, but none of us know what the fuck is going on between. And we shouldn't know. We really should. That's their business, but Jada, like, just chill out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the book has already been released, so maybe this will die down shortly. But God, that, some bombs have been being dropped. Like for real, some bombs have been being dropped, and I just was every time I heard something that came from her in regards to her husband, Will, it just was cringeworthy because I'm just like, why do we need to know all of this? Why do we? And I'm very consistent about that. As I said in my introductory episode, when it comes to my personal business, a motherfucker ain't gonna know shit outside of the motherfuckers involved. That's just what it is. And I would be a hypocrite if I was like, yes, give us more. We need more information. Why? Why? Personally, I don't really want to hear from this. I hope that at some point in time that this just goes away. I hope that within her book, these headline grabbers are 5% of the entire book. That's what I hope. I'm not going to read it. I'm not really that interested, to be honest. Not, just, no, no disrespect to Jada. She is a goat in her own right, but I'm not a fan like that at first. Like I respect what she do, but Jada's in the movie. I'm not going to go rest and see it. Now I'm a fan of Will. That's a different topic for another day, but I'm just really hoping that 5% of what is being put out there for public consumption is the entire book. Because if what she has been saying is any preview of what's in the book, God, it's gonna be crazy. But no, back to the topic at hand. I mean, I just kind of feel like why, as Black people, because we are notorious for this. Why are we always airing out our dirty laundry? That's something I really don't understand. We do this on a very consistent basis. Not to say no other race does this ever, But the rate that we do it is very alarming. Why do we have to put everybody in our business? I really don't understand it. And it's almost like we self-sabotage in a sense. Now, if this is a master marketing plan and both of them are playing chess, and at the end of the day, this leads to something like bigger and greater and profitable for both of them, shit, I salute. Shit, I need to start taking tips. You feel me? But I'm just really speaking at the general idea of allowing us in your home and in your business. I don't know if this is true, but I did see somewhere that his kids are feeling really bad for Will, and they wish that things would remain private in somewhere along those lines. Now, I'm not sure how true that is, but I would not be surprised if that's how they felt. I mean, if I was a kid or if I was a relative or even a fucking friend, I'll be like, what the fuck y'all doing, bro? Hey, chill out, bro. Like, chill out. And again, I don't like to assume, I don't like to act like I know what's going on, but if I'm just speaking from the outside looking in, it kind of gives that Will has done so much damage to their union or whatever the case may be, that Jada over time has been pretty much paying him back. Like, this is your punishment. Again, I don't know if that's the case, but I'm just going from the outside looking in. Because at the end of the day, and let's bring this full circle, and this is where I want my listeners and people that have taken an interest to the situation. What has caused Jada to do all of this? Let's have that conversation. What has he done over time? Or was it an agreement between them two to release all of this information? We don't know what the end game is. We're not a part of the Avengers. We don't know what the end game is. That was a bar. But yeah, what about that part of it? Again, we're just having a general conversation about, just this topic from a regular person's point of view. We don't have access to what they have access to. So the way they live is completely different than the majority of them. So, and that's another thing. That's another thing. Because they're in a different class than the normal individual, they're gonna go about and do things very much so differently than what the masses would. And then what I mean by the masses is just the masses of us middle class people. Cause shit, man, my goal is to get up. But shit, I ain't nowhere near that motherfucker yet. So shit, I don't know nothing about that life. But that goes back to my point of just minding my business. I really didn't want to know all this. I really didn't. I just kind of feel like you doing this just create like a different type of conversation. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna be very respectful. I don't, like again, I don't like to get involved. I don't like to, give my two cents on people's personal situation. It's just more of the idea of we really just didn't need to know all of this. I really hope that at the end of the day, for both of them, they find some type of peace. If they're comfortable with all of this being out, then hell, more power to them. But me personally, I just do not want to know all of this. I don't want to know what's going on behind closed door. I don't want to know what's going on in the bedroom. I don't want to know what's going on with your personal finances. I don't want to know none of that shit. Like me personally, just speaking of finances, I know it's a thing, but I've always found it weird that, like in sports or entertainment, that the Forbes list releases, people's worth. Like me personally, I would be like, hey man, take my shit off there. I don't want motherfuckers to think I'm broke, don't got shit, I'm just out here just barely making. That would be. I don't want you to know how much money I got or how much I'm. Um, so I'm very consistent with that thought process. I just feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to who you're in a relationship with, who you're in bed with, who you're married to, who you're partnered with, certain things should just stay in house. You know, like it just shouldn't be released. It shouldn't be out there. It's just I just feel bad for the entire situation. I mean, because on one side with Jada releasing this, and you got to think about it from this perspective as well. This may be her way of healing, or releasing whatever she needs to release. So this may be her healing process, but with her going through this process, is going to create backlash. It's going to create like this storm of people that hate her, so to speak. And hate is such a strong word, but um, how easily influence people are with other people's thoughts and opinions, and it's just going to create some snowball effect. You know what I mean? And in the other hand, with Will, like it's like, damn, bro, what did you do to deserve all of this? Like, what did you really do? I really want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what led up to all of this information being released? And again, just coming from a man's point of view, again, I don't know what the fuck going on, but it just leads you to think like, what are you paying for, Will? What skeletons are in your closet that allows you to sit there and take all of this and kind of just go with it? You know what I mean? Me personally, I have no idea. I have no desire to try to investigate to figure out hell. Even if I investigated shit, they're so above my pay grade, I wouldn't even know where to start. And that's another thing. Off of them, why is the public, the people, so invested in celebrities' relationships? Why do they matter so much to us? Now, me, I'm exempt from that thought process because I could give two shits. But I am a person and I'm with the people. So why is it that we are so invested, interested in celebrities' relationships, marriages, infidelity, monogamous relationships, polygamy, all that shit? Why are we so interested in all that shit? You know what I mean? But that's a conversation for another day, man. I just wanted to get up on here and kind of give my 2 cents in regards to their situation. I really just believe, and I wish that we were not given this information. I wish that um, we just were not a part of their business. If y'all have not been aware, I think just recently J. Cole had a line in one of his songs. I think he does have a line in one of his songs, and he references the Will and Jada love. And I didn't listen, but I saw the headline that he purposely left that line out in a recent show. That speaks volumes because it's like, God damn, we're looking up to y'all. As a race, we don't have too many positive influences to look up to. And the ones that we do, we want to keep them in that light. And when we see any negative narratives being put out there, any toxic energy, we just feel some type of way. Now, me personally, everybody's human. We all have our flaws and we all make our mistakes. We all have our misguided situations. We're human. I mean, I do appreciate the human part of things. If I can find a silver lining in all of the information that has been released, in the last couple of weeks with Jada Pinkett Smith. But then again, it's like, damn, that's super personal. You could, yeah, she could have kept all of that to herself, But again, it's just merely my opinion. I ain't shit. Why does my opinion really matter? You know what I mean? It just has sparked discussion and it's very unfortunate. But then again, at the end of the day, if this is a chess move to a bigger play, let's fast forward to that shit. I want to get to that bigger play. If that's you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to get to. I want to get to the positive shit. I don't want to continue to hear and see all of this being put out there, making Will look some type of way or whatever the case may be. But hey, at the end of the day, if Will is okay with this, if he's okay with sitting in that shit, then that man's business. That's their business. At the end of the day, everything's gonna come back to why did y'all bring us into y'all business? And two, that is y'all's business. We don't need to know. So let me go ahead and wrap this up. This wasn't about to be a long, drawn out episode. I just wanted to give my quick take on their situation. Again, I guess I'm old school. I'm an advocate for keeping your privacy private, um, especially when it comes to your personal business and relationships. I mean, if anything, just put out positive shit. I don't want to hear the negative shit. You know what I mean? I'm all for the positive now. I guess that's another thing about it. If it's negative, I don't want to hear that shit. That's just the truth. I just want to hear about the positive shit. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy world, but that's just kind of how I'm wired. You dig what I mean? But with that being said, as I always say, everybody can talk, but not everybody can podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at ace_YUNG. On Instagram and TikTok, ace_alpha, the number 2. And I'm going to catch y'all later on the flip side. All of the above. Y'all be easy. I'm out.